Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday. Today is the 18th of November, which means another week is almost done. Like, we were just at Monday, we're already at Thursday. Whole strain. Tomorrow is Friday, finally. The week is done. Y'all can rest, hopefully. Yeah, and y'all don't have to go into work. But I do. I have to work no matter what day it is. I am there because I have to bring y'all great content. If you're listening to the sound of my voice, or if you're looking at me on the live, you will notice I'm by myself again. Welcome to Island Tea, guys, with Jade. No, I'm kidding. Welcome to Island Tea with Azim and Kevon, featuring me. Yes, I am by myself today. Again, I think the guys are trying to teach me a lesson or trying to force me into doing this radio thing for real. It's working. I'm feeling a bit, enthused. But you guys will be keeping my company today. Thursdays usually means that, you come on and you grind your gears. I know y'all have things that y'all want to talk about. Talk to me. I'm here to listen. Call in. Send me a message. 466-0989-662-0989. I'm here. Join us on the live. WINNMediaSKN.com for the website. WINNMedia SKN on YouTube and Facebook. So, what has been on y'all minds? What has been bothering y'all this week? I think the only thing that's been troubling, for me at least, is the fact that we still don't have an idea of what the protocols are going to look like. We've just been hearing through the grapevines, and Carnival has started. Yes, there's supposed to be a Calypso tent on Saturday, yet we don't know what's happening. Well, let me not say we. People know what's happening, just not the majority. And I think it's time for us to know. I keep saying this over and over. I think it's time for us to be told, to be shown something, what's happening. How do we conduct our business in December? Anybody with the answer can tell me? For the people like myself and other promoters who are looking to get back into work, what do we do? Are there even going to be any permissions given for people like us? We are still wondering. And this is not just from me. This is from the whole conglomerate. Like, it's very difficult to plan for something if you don't know what we can plan for. Yes, Regine, the stepchild me again. It's okay. You are here to keep my company as well as the listeners and the other viewers. But yeah, it's very difficult to plan an event if you don't know what the event can look like. I don't know if the people in charge realize that. We are in the middle of November, which means planning should have already started. But because we don't know what we're planning for, we can't. Help me understand. But yes, that's what's been on my mind. It's going to continue to be on my mind for a while because, again, we don't know what's happening and we need this information in a timely manner. We outside here, man. That's what the good people of the task force said, that we will be outside. I'm just waiting to hear full details on what outside is going to look like. It's been a long time coming. So, well, I'm going to play a clip later. Somebody's asking how outside are we? What capacity will we be able to, go outside, enjoy ourselves? Like, we had a curfew up until 1 a.m. Apparently, that is going to change on the 18th. I hope that's the date I remember correctly. But I know they said it would be on the 18th. So, well, that's what I read yesterday. Which is in what? Oh, today is the 18th. Is it today? I'll back check. I'll back check. Somebody help me. Is it today the regulations are supposed to change? Um, I know they said that the new SRO will contain some things that will make us quite pleased, but honestly, I think it's today or the 20th. One out of those two dates I saw that the curfew shall be fully lifted. Yes, we will not be on the curfew. You guys will not have to race home at 1 a.m. for 1 a.m. as you all love to do. Um, so yeah, it's just time. It's time. The cases are going down. We've been having single digits. The active cases have been reducing. So I guess they realize that we can actually remove some of the restrictions that we have, which is fine. That's great. We love it. Things that we love to see. However, some things are still missing in regards to the season that we're in. You know, the Christmas holiday carnival season that we Kitishans and Divisions love so much. We missed so dearly. Like, you know how long we haven't been able to just actually say, you know, we're going to enjoy carnival. I mean, it's only been 1 year, but that's a lot. We've never had to miss carnival for anything, literally, anything. And that was a unusual space to be in, knowing that you can't do anything carnival related in the normal way. It was a very difficult space for a lot of us to be in. We didn't like it, I can tell you that. And now we're here, back again, middle of November, almost December. The activities have started. You guys, if you want to know what's happening for Carnival, head over to the St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival page. You will see all the good things that they have in store for us. They sent out the calendar. It's packed with things. However, we are yet to have a fringe event calendar because we don't know what we're supposed to do. I don't want to laugh, but we don't know what we're supposed to do. I've been talking to several of my promoter friends, people who are in the industry, entertainment, and it's like, so what's happening here? Can we start to plan? Can we start to buy things? Can we start to, book people? Because we have to do that, especially for some of the events who love to have overseas acts. We have to book tickets, accommodations, all of those things. So I'm just pleading, begging, talking to the people who can hear me and hoping that you guys will send us what you guys need to send us soon and very soon. I actually heard a rumor, so this is an alleged thing, that it seems like if you are not vaccinated, that you won't be able to participate in certain carnival things, such as Calypso. I actually saw somebody on Facebook who is a well-known Calypsonian. We actually had him here on the show. He was saying if all Calypsonians can't perform, then the rest should boycott the show. Do you guys agree with that statement? I think it's its injunction to being vaccinated or not. Do you guys agree if you aren't vaccinated, you shouldn't be able to participate in carnival events? I mean, understanding that we are still in a pandemic, it's not left us just because the cases are being lowered. And we see a lot of other Caribbean islands, and not even Caribbean islands by themselves. We've seen a lot of places that are opening up, having these sorts of rules and mandates as well, that you have to be vaccinated to participate. I think that was the sentiment for Miami Carnival. I think that was the carnival that just happened, that you had to be vaccinated to actually attend and enjoy certain things. So, yes, do you guys agree you should be vaccinated to participate in carnival activities? It's a good question for today. Um, Gawain, yes, I'm by myself. they yeah, I'm I am being schooled in the art of talking on the radio by myself. Well, not really by myself because y'all are here. So it's not too bad. But yes, you guys call in. Let me know what you think. Gavin, you're saying, I agree that stupidness about if you're not vaccinated, you can't participate in Kaiso. Boy, that's a difficult space to be in, especially since Calypsonians spend so much money um, out of pocket. I assume it's out of pocket. They spend so much money on getting their music together for this event, for the love of the event. And yeah. But, I think we have a caller. Let me see. Let me see what this caller has to tell me today. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. I just wanted to call and seeing that you're by yourself this morning. Anyway, you're doing a good job holding down the fort.
Thank you.
Yeah, real quickly, I don't agree with the question that you put out. I don't agree with that at all. Simply. And if we look at things right now, things is under control. And, you know, this is like what, 50th carnival coming up.
Yes.
I believe that the committee should think about, you know, like letting the people go, man. You know, even if it's just one or two events, because this is the big 50th coming up, and it's not going to come up. You only 51 time. But on the Nevis side, they weren't able to have the Culturama, like they had to do it virtually or whatever. But we got to be thankful that St. Kitts now is having the big 50, and what I'm thinking about is that, seeing that St. Kitts is where the government is seated, and it's like that's the controlling island per se. It's just so coincidentally that the big celebration now could be put on in St. Kitts. So Nevis people will be glad to come over and have this big celebration over there. The government should come out and the relaxing of the restrictions, you know, somebody in authority should come out and make those statements and participate inside of the carnival, so we can have this together like a coming out party. They should designate at least one day where they can have like a coming out party and announce that the country is going to be released. I mean, we're not trying to release the country like foolishly, but we want the place to get released like cautiously, yeah, as well. But this will be the time to do it because the pandemic is under control already. If you really look at the trend, and then what happened, it's a good time period for everybody to come out and enjoy themselves, even if, like I said, if it's just one event. The government and the carnival committee, they should think about doing it now while they have the chance to do it at this is going to be like the grand opening after the pandemic in a technical way because it's carnival time and it's the big 50.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but that's my contribution, man, and I wish everybody the best, going forward.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Well, okay, so let's see. Somebody else on the live is saying money plus it's cultural. Listen, if you want them to take a test before, that's fine, but not forced vaccination. That's pushing it too far. You see, I've for weeks and weeks I've been saying that we should find other ways to um be able to navigate this space that we're in right now with events and how we do events. The rap no, is it rapid test? Well, that would be a good way to figure it out. I think I've looked at some events and they do tests I think it's 24 hours or 72 hours before the event, and you have to submit that test to prove that you're negative or positive. So you're not your vaccination, your COVID status. And I think that's important because, again, it's not just all everyone just deciding to not get vaccinated. And even if you just decide that you don't want to, okay, that's your choice. But it's not that people just decide on a whole, like, I'm not doing this. Some people actually can't. And I just don't like to feel like we're excluding people because of things that they can't control or things that they choose. I feel like we could have found some other options to be able to navigate this space because things are changing. Things are opening up. Places are opening up again. Yes, some places are still struggling with their vaccination statuses, with COVID and all of that. But we actually have a very high vaccination rate. I think it's one of the highest in the world, actually, because of our size. But it is still there. It is still something that we have. So I think we should figure out some ways to navigate that space without having to fully exclude a group of people. That's just what I think. Y'all don't have to agree, but that's just what I think. So, yes, but top of my mind, please just, Lord have mercy, just, can we just know what we're supposed to be doing? Can we just have the protocols that will be placed on events so we can know how to navigate these events? It's kind of getting late and we literally have a lot of things to do, especially since we have to navigate this space with protocols. We have a lot of planning to do in order to successfully do these events. And yes, we have plans. I know a lot of us have submitted our plans to get permission for events, and we're still waiting and waiting and waiting. Can we not have to do that? I remember it was promised that this process wouldn't be this difficult. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's me. I also was told by a bar owner that DJs are still not allowed to play music in bars. I hope that one is going to be amended as well because it's a bar. I don't think the people are going to be climbing on the tables and flipping them over and stuff like that. So, can we just get a little glimpse into what things are going to look like from one promoter to people in charge? Yeah. What else? I think I could play the clip. I think it's time for me to talk some tea because nobody else seemed to be upset. Oh, wait, never mind. Still talking about no music. Not even house music. No, house music is allowed. Well, I assume house music is allowed because I've been to establishments with house music. Unless you're talking about DJs per se, but bars are allowed, from what I've observed, correct me if I'm wrong, to have in-house music. And the issue for them is not being able to have a little upgrade on the entertainment, because this is... Oh, okay. So you're saying you're having a soft event or a launch, no music, can't even have a steel pan man because no live performances. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I think, when we submit plans for events, right? We put the type of events and all of these things in it. And I've had some people tell me that they want to do like soft launches for products and they're not allowed to have a DJ to play music. Why? Why? How does that make sense? How does that make sense? Hold on, let me turn on some lights. How does that make sense? Why are you not allowed to have a DJ to play music at a launch or a soft event when you explain your whole write up what the event is going to be. I don't get it. Somebody's asking if DJs aren't supposed to eat. Well, they haven't been for a while because they weren't allowed to do anything. But I guess figure it out. I'm not sure if a lot of people realize, but some DJs, not all, but a great majority, this is their only job. DJing is how they make money. Playing music is how they feed their families. And they've been told, like, you're not allowed right now. Okay. When will they be allowed? Because I don't understand. Yes, I get the whole thing about not having DJs at, well, not DJs not being allowed at parties because parties weren't prohibited. But when you're saying like a DJ can't be at a launch for a product to play music while the product is being presented, that is very strange to me. I don't get it because it's not like the music that they play are going to influence people to jump on each other's backs or something. So I don't, yeah, that one, boy, I'm not sure, Shabang. I wasn't in tune to that, so I'm not sure if that happened. Oh boy, wait. Okay, hold on, guys. The lives are going crazy. I'm trying to keep up. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I feel like I've been neglecting the Facebook viewers. We have to learn to live with COVID, and I think with the SKN vaccinated rate, they can loosen some restrictions. Well, that's the thing. That's what I've heard. That's what I've through the grapevines. The little shushu in the ear has been saying that there will be, but we just don't know what it looks like because we're not privy to that information currently, which is strange because, again, it is the middle of November. It is the middle of November, which means that this is, a matter of fact, we would have already planned for certain things between this period. We don't just wait till a month before to start planning events. We don't start booking people a month before because there won't be anybody to book. These entertainers, these DJs, these sound systems that some of us have to bring in, we have to book them early because we're not the only country that has events. We're not the only country that has things during December. So we have to try and get things done as early as possible in order to facilitate what we want to facilitate. And here we are. Here we are, boy. The 18th again of November. And we do not know what's happening. Interesting. So, again, there's supposed to be a Calypso show with people being able to attend. And what's the protocols? A matter of fact, let me read something from what I found yesterday. I think these things came from the COVID briefing. First of all, let me play this video so y'all could hear what Abdias said. I think I should have the video loaded right here. Let me just turn off this music. Okay.
After our meeting yesterday, to have the curfew lifted, and I am pleased to inform you that the cabinet has approved for the full lifting of the curfew from the regulations. So when you see the new iteration of the regulations, there will be.
Okay. Yes, I think he was about to say there will be an adjustment. So again, we do know now that the restrictions, the curfew, I should say, is going to be lifted. Fine, that's all fine and dandy. Happy to hear those things because I know some businesses would have been struggling with the hours that they would have to close. I'm assuming that now the curfew is lifted, that things will go back to the regular business hours. Just to wait and see on that. That is all fine and dandy. Okay. Another thing that I saw was that the protocols for Carnival, approved in St. Kitts and Nevis, 75% capacity will be allowed for spectators, says Dr. Cameron Wilkinson. of the COVID-19 task force. Okay, good thing again. So we know events won't have the 100% capacity. That is fine. We still have, to have some limits on what we can do, because even though things seem to be getting better here in regards to COVID, we still have to have some protocols. Where's the rest? Where is the rest? Did I miss it? Somebody help me. Did I miss the protocols being released for Carnival yesterday? Did they say the full thing? Like, vaccinated, unvaccinated, capacity limit? Because, okay, so if this says 75% capacity, right? I'm going to assume it's going to be based on the size of your location. So if you decide that you're going to use, let's say, Truth down at Port Zante, then Truth can allow 75% of its normal capacity into the facility. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know, because, yeah. So help me. Did they release them and I missed them? Am I assuming wrong? Let me know. Somebody saying this quite similar to the band launch them when they launch the album 2 days before Juve. Yes. Gawin, I think we've adopted that protocol here when it comes to the planning of all of our December events. We are taking up the band's mantle and doing the same. We're going to launch the events 2 days before. Let's see how that's going to work for all the promoters. 2 days before the event, we're going to say, hey guys, this is what's happening. Come join us. Let's see if that works, because I don't know. Somebody else is saying we're not opening up until next summer. Well, if it's so, it's so. Just tell us. Like, that's all. I think we just need information. That's it. I think we as the country, we just need information, and we need it in a timely manner. And I understand that all things can happen when we want it to happen, because there's things that need to be approved and processes to go through and people to sign, whatever the case may be. We understand. But, boy, this is just putting us in a very rough spot. I'm not going to lie. This is putting us in a very ticklish predicament. Y'all could jam Juve morning. Oh, yes, well, we're having a bubble Juve. So at least we know that is happening. I was looking at the memes. Y'all are quite funny. I don't care how y'all come to bubble Juve. Once y'all there and allowed to be there. That's all I want for y'all. And to have a good time. I know we're going to miss the Juve Road activity, because, boy, not going to lie to you, right? I feel like a lot of people, when we actually are allowed to experience Juve in the way that we used to, they're going to cry. They're going to stand on 4th Street and cry like kids, because we could never imagine a world without Juve. We as Kitishans, Nivisions, people traveling overseas, people actually fly here just to experience our Juve. So I feel like when we are actually able to do it again, people can cry. I might be one of them, who knows? But I know on 4th Street, it's going to be a bunch of weeping people. Sheer emotion, sheer joy of being able to experience what was once again. By the way, big up the Carnival Committee and their graphics. I love them. They are so, amazing. If y'all... Okay, so I was correct. But yeah, if y'all haven't looked at the page yet, go over to the Carnival page, St. Kitts Nevis Carnival, and look at the graphics, look at the events. Some contests are actually happening right now. I think one is Face Off and Makeup Challenge. So all the MUAs, the girlies that know how to beat a face, participate. Y'all may win, who knows? Tell them to open up the That is not my decision. The funniest joke for me yesterday was I saw somebody post that Y'all only put the acting prime minister in charge for 2 days. Big up Sean one time. Y'all only put him in charge, and all of a sudden he throw back St. Kitts doors. When when Timo returns home and he sees his doors thrown back, right? Boy, what a thing. But he did say that, we're open. So I guess Sean heard that and said, yes, we are. Thank you. I'm kidding. I don't know if he was the person that actually made the decision, but that joke was hilarious to me. So I'm going to run with it. What else do we have here? I feel like I vented enough on this whole situation, and I won't stop until we actually get the information. So y'all may come here every day and hear me talk about how annoyed I am that we do not know what we're supposed to do. But I'll stop here for now. Let me do a little, because apparently y'all not upset about anything. I mean, I told y'all could call me. We could talk about it, discuss it as a nation. Y'all could put this on the lives if y'all annoyed by anything. Guy, when you see it, you must have seen it. That joke was everywhere, and it was quite funny. Yeah, call me, vent. In the meantime, I'll just talk some tea. I actually managed to find something very positive yesterday that is happening in the Federation, and I loved it because it reminded me of my childhood. I am somebody that loves to read. I might not sound like it according to the people who say I'm just too crass, but I love reading and I love audiobooks and stuff. And I came across a story that made me smile. It said, Ruth, oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I clicked off of the link. Let's try that one more time. It says Ruth Library Foundation launches Little Libraries initiative on St. Kitts. The members of Ruth Library Foundation Incorporated, in collaboration with Chippewa Volunteer Center, have installed the first 4 little libraries. Stocked with books of varying genres, the launch formed part of Good Deeds Day on November 16, 2021. The Ruth Library Foundation is focused on positive change. It's about getting better at getting better. We are realizing the process of improvement is not one that occurs in isolation. And that is why the Ruth Library Foundation is also guided by the look, listen, and learn approach, said the presenter on behalf of Jean Herbert Walters, founder of the Ruth Library Foundation Incorporated. The library is currently installed in the Keyon and Keys communities, and anyone interested will have the opportunity to borrow, return, and care for these books at any time of the day. As it relates to the Little Libraries project, I think it is something that is quite timely. It is not often that we hear about books and reading books. Somewhere along the way, we seem to have lost appreciation for books with the development of the internet and social media. But there is still a tremendous need for libraries, and commend the foundation on the particular effort, said Jonal Powell, Minister of Education, Youth, Sports and Culture. I agree. I love it. Again, I love books. Like, I was somebody that used to read all the Babysitters Club books, all the Goosebump books and stuff. I used to love going to the library on Saturdays to borrow my book. And I agree with the sentiment that it seems to be a lost art. Like, we don't really value books the way we used to. I think it's because we now have technologies like tablets and computers and iPads and phones and all of these things. And that has kind of thrown actual reading of hardcover books on the back burner. Now, I must admit that even myself, sometimes I don't have the time to sit down with a physical book, so I listen to audiobooks. But there is nothing like actually reading and flipping pages and being lost in the book itself that you're reading. Sometimes people take books to the bathroom, right? And they said they're going to spend 15 minutes. They start reading, they look at the time, hour gone, because you just were so enthralled in the book that you didn't even realize that time was running away from you. So yes, I want to see these things installed in more communities. Remember, guys, you have to borrow, return, and care for these books. You can't keep them. This isn't a gift. This is, well, it is a gift, but it's not a gift for you alone. You have to share this gift with everyone. So you get your book, you read it, you care for it, you return it. And somebody else is going to do the same. So people living between the Keys and Keyon area, you can now just visit one of the little libraries and get yourself something to read. I love to see it. I honestly do. Oh boy. This was supposed to be. Okay. Why y'all ain't tell me I forget to give y'all COVID updates? Nobody even. Was it because I was renting? So let me give y'all usual updates. So this situation report is as of Wednesday, 17th November, and we have 4 new confirmed cases, bringing our total to 2,760. With 52 active cases. Unfortunately, though, guys, we've had another death. We never want to lose anyone. Boy, I don't even know what to say. This hits close to home in a way. So we never want to lose anyone in this manner. So please continue to follow the protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, take your vitamins, boost your immune system. That is very important, especially during this time. We know Christmas time is when most people get sick. This is when the usual flu goes around. Well, cold, not flu, but the usual cold goes around. We usually name it after whatever hot song wins road match. I wonder if we're going to do that this year, but it's left to see. But boost your immune system. Take your vitamins. Make a smoothie, a nice immune boosting smoothie with the ginger and your kale and whatever else you like to put in your smoothies. Just make sure you take care of yourselves. Continue to walk around with your little hand sanitizers in your bags. And just try to avoid getting sick, because we don't want to have these numbers continue to rise. Condolences to the families of everyone who has lost someone during COVID in whatever shape or form. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. So again, our numbers are 4660989, 4650989, 6620989. I'm sorry, I don't have the overseas numbers on hand right now, but you can comment on the lives if you want to speak to me. I will be checking them periodically. But yeah, you still have time to grind those gears. I know people are maybe upset. You know what? I feel like a lot of people kind of afraid to talk about things that bother them in this manner because it's public. And I get it. Myself, Azim and Kevon, we put ourselves on this platform, so whatever happens to us, we can't be too mad about it. And sometimes others who may not want that type of spotlight on themselves, they're a bit afraid to talk about certain things. But actually, Win FM, my home station. Oh, hold that thought. Somebody's calling. I don't want to miss it. Hi, caller. Good morning. You're live.
Good morning, Jade. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm blessed. Jade, I was telling somebody last year, the 2 old telephone booths, one by the circus and one in the square. Mm-hmm. 2 old telephone booths.
Mm-hmm.
You know what what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I was telling somebody last year, somebody should take it up that they put 2 little libraries there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because they're not using. And they could clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
And as they put in little slots inside, you put in books, and you could put a little bench next to the one in the circus. So if anybody who around the area, they could take a book and read from there. And have some people in the square. Mm-hmm. You can take them, That way I'm
No, I
saying, so
really
I
love
don't
this
know.
idea, honestly. This is a
So somebody should, I think that somebody should take the idea
mm-hmm.
and clean the boots them
Mm-hmm.
and, fix up the boot. And that's my idea. That's what I was telling somebody last year about that.
No, I really
All right,
love
then.
that idea, honestly. Thank you for that. Yeah, that is a great idea. They're just there. They're not doing anything with. Paint them over and turn them into little libraries. Oh Lord, hold on. This phone. Oh yes, okay. I got it. Yes, I think that is a great idea. Honestly, somebody take up that idea, paint it over, um, add some nice little shelves in there, and add some books. Hopefully, make sure when you add them, you add some adequate shelter protection for the books. But that's a really good idea. People are always in the square reading anyway, or in the square just lounging around. So the square phone booth and the one at the circus, turn them into little libraries. Love it. What was I about to say? Oh yes. So I know a lot of us like to stay anonymous, and I think that we are going to implement a little way for you guys to be able to talk to us about things that have been bothering you in the country as a nation and remain anonymous, because I know a lot of you guys are afraid of backlash, and I've heard people talk about being victimized because of views and things they say on public platforms, and that's not what we want. We don't want people to feel like they don't have a voice in our country, a country that you live in and pay taxes in. That doesn't make sense to me. So we are going to figure out a way as a station to be able to facilitate these things. I've seen other stations do it, so I know it's doable. But we are going to facilitate you guys being able to talk to us, tell us how you feel, bring things that you feel have been bothering you guys to light. In a respectful way, of course. We don't want y'all to just feel like because you're anonymous, you could just wild out and just talk to people all kind of sideways. No, that's not what we're about here. But we do want you guys to be able to have a voice and speak on things that are bothering you. So we as a station, we are going to implement this. But for today, if you're brave enough, call it and talk about it. We're listening. We are here to listen. What else is happening? So we can talk about some unvaccinated children. Feel like we haven't spoken about COVID in a serious way in a long time. I guess because thankfully our cases were falling and are still falling, and we moving out of this area. But there's some things that still we have to talk about because I don't think it's going to happen in the rest of the world and not happen here. So we have to talk about it. But this is out of Antigua. And it says, Antigua, no online school for unvaccinated children, says minister. Oh. Education, not vaccination. The people have the power. This was the clarion cry as approximately 200 people gathered outside of the Ministry of Education headquarters on Tuesday to protest what they described as discrimination against unvaccinated children. One woman told Loop Caribbean that she did her part to help the government reach its goal for herd immunity. She got vaccinated hoping her 13-year-old son wouldn't have to. At one time, I had to go for maintenance for them, her children, and they were saying if you don't vaccinate, you can't get maintenance. So I sit down and I thought about it and I said, okay, I have to do it for my children. So I did it for my children and I believed I already protect my child. Her stance was endorsed by the other protesters who said the government's vaccination mandate is reminiscent of slavery. Yikes. Meanwhile, Education Minister Darrell Matthew said despite the views expressed by protesters, there have been wide acceptance of government's policy. He said approximately 6,000 of the 8,000 students have already been vaccinated. Okay. It is not a policy that is put in place to disenfranchise anyone. We're simply trying to protect health and lives and livelihoods. And so we understand that there are some persons who disagree with the policy itself, and those persons exercise their democratic right to protest, he said. Minister Matthew further announced that the government cannot facilitate online learning for unvaccinated students. He explained that there aren't enough teachers or resources available. It's the same set of teachers. It's not a different set of teachers who teach face-to-face or teach remote learning. It's the same teachers who would have to be doing both, and it's just not possible, he said. Tuesday's demonstration was organized by Franz de Freitas, the City South candidate for the United Progressive Party, UPP. He hinted that protests against action will continue, specifically against the school vaccine mandate and the treatment of senior citizens since the onset of the pandemic. Well. well. So I feel like, I don't agree with this. Honestly, again, we aren't just talking about students whose parents choose to not get them vaccinated. We're talking about students who can't get vaccinated because of whatever reasons. It may be illness, religion, all of these things. We can't infringe on that. And we can't force them to put something in their kids' bodies that they don't want to. And then we can't not educate them. I don't think that's fair to the kids. They deserve an education just like everyone else. And I don't know. I'm not a teacher, and I will never be a teacher because I'm afraid of getting a class full of kids that were just like me, and I was not a good student. So I can't do it. But I feel like we're at a point in the world, in technology, where certain things can be facilitated. I don't think it needs, and correct me if I'm wrong, teachers who may be listening, I don't think it is something that is or should be ruled out for kids who aren't able to get vaccinated. Online learning. And here's why I feel like it's something doable. I've set up streams before. I've set up videos and all of these things, and it is not that difficult. However, I understand that teachers, as underpaid as they are, already have a lot of things to deal with. They have to teach, plan, get resources, stretch these resources. Like, I've literally had teachers come into Sonia Car right there if you want to get your nice little craft supplies. And out of their own pocket, they have purchased supplies for their students because they want to make their learning easier. They want to facilitate them being they want to facilitate them being able to learn, and it's just not one blanket for all students. So I know it's very difficult being in the position that they are in. However, this is where the governments come into play. I remember we had initiatives where every student received a laptop. I now see that there are policies, I should say. Is it a policy? Well, it's on the list of things to get for your kid now, a laptop. So, how about we find some money? And this isn't happening in St. Kitts. I'm not sure if it will happen in St. Kitts. I would like to hope not, but I'm not in charge. So, for governments who are already in the process of making it a mandate for all kids to be vaccinated, for them to attend school, We have to think about the other kids that can't. We always, in every situation, we have to think about people that can't, because there's going to be people that can't. I think we should allocate in the budget, somewhere that we have resources that can facilitate these type of things, because you never know what could happen. You never know when we will be forced back inside. You never know when there would be a student that needs this type of resource to be able to learn. That's just the reality of life. Things happen. So I don't think that we should actually just exclude these kids and say, oh, if you're not vaccinated, you can't learn. Like you can't attend school, because that's essentially what's going to happen. They can't attend school. They won't be able to learn in the way that they would be able to if they were in school, because all parents can't homeschool their kids. All parents don't have the equipment, the wherewithal, the capacity to do a teacher's job. That's why teachers exist, because all of us can't teach. And they are one of the most important resources any place can have. So how about we put some more into the resource that we know we need? Teachers too long have complained that they don't have the budgets to do some of the things that they really want to do. And I think we should look at it with a microscope, figure out how we can fix this, because we know how important teachers are to every aspect of life. We have a caller. Good morning. You're live on Island T.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning. Can you turn
Good
on your
morning.
radio, please?
Yes. Sorry about that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can I say something pertaining to your subject?
Of course.
Okay. This is Journey, and this is my opinion, and I want you to follow me closely. My opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Now let us go back to when it was 70% herd immunity.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. Which you have to be a little more clear. Which topic are we talking about?
The vaccine with the kids.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Yes. I'm saying if we have achieved the 70% herd immunity with the adults who was to get the vaccine first.
Mm-hmm.
Now let us look at what the objective is right now. We are going after the kids. The kids are supposed to be vaccinated. Now, bear in mind that we are in a virtual world right now. And by that I mean you find the youngest of kids under the age of 12 have a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is my opinion, but I want you to follow me closely on this. The kids are the future. Now, there might be those who may not like what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it because I want to raise the level of our thinking. The kids are the future, and if they already have the 70% herd immunity achieved, those who are the creators of the system, the creators of the vaccine, the coronavirus, and everything that is thrown at us today, globally and the world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you see, and I'm going to bring the scripture into this, and I know most young people doesn't pay attention to the scripture. No offense to anyone, but it's a fact. Because of the fact that we are in this virtual world, you see, the Bible teaches us that we must teach our children and our children's children the way that was obtained by the Most High from the beginning. We have departed from that. Those who are in charge know we have departed from that. And yes, they are different from us. They are different from us because they know what we have, they don't have. So in order for them to keep us from in connection with what we had before, they are giving us the virtual world. Fact is that we are so caught up in this virtual world that we are not paying any attention to what we had in our culture, our tradition, and our spirituality. So, again, I want our people to think that with the 70% herd immunity, it's like, okay, 70%, we're going to live till maybe most of us will live to the age of 80, 85. So the future is the youth. Now, my own opinion again is that we don't know what effect this vaccine is going to cause on us 5, 10, 15 years later. So those who are ruling, and bear in mind that they have our history to their fingertip, because they have our blueprint. And when they have destroyed what they came and met us with, they have destroyed and they have hid our history from us. And today, they can throw at us whenever it suits them. Today, let me say that 400 years of slavery expired 2019. There was a year of return. This they know. And this is my opinion. This is why, my opinion, that they have been planning the coronavirus to come out at such a time where they can globalize this vaccine. We are at war. We are at target. Make no mistake about this. We are at war, and it is in the scriptures, and we are fulfilling it today. That's why, because our youth are no longer being taught by the parents or the community what was our culture. Because you see, I'm trying to remember your name, because I want to address you by your name.
My name is
The thing is, we have a time in our space when we were having children having children. You have seen it, I have seen it. So the elders who used to teach us as a community what we had, we have departed from that. And those who are ruling us today, they don't want us to be in connection with nature. They know that we have melanin that they don't have. They've been studying us. Do you know? I think it's Jade, do you know that these Leviathan race in the earlier days used to eat human flesh, our ancestors' flesh? Do you know this, Jade?
No, I'm not aware. But Carla, we have to wrap up. I have to go to a break.
Okay. Well, I just want to bring that to the fore and let people ponder, because this is our reality, and we are targeted, and we are at war. Thank you for hearing me.
No problem. So, guys, we'll be right back. We're going to thank our sponsors and come right back with more conversation.
To Hosford's Auto Parts and Accessory Center for their big Drop Everything sales event for the rest of 2021. Go to Hosford's Auto Accessories and Parts Center, where they'll be dropping 30% off select accessories, 20% off car batteries. But the rubber really hits the road with this deal. 20% off all tires, or get one tire free with a purchase of 4 tires. Buy 4 tires, get 1 free from now until the end of 2021. What? So drop everything and come now to Hosford's Auto Parts and Accessories Drop Everything sales event. Now dropping 30% off select accessories, 20% off batteries and tires. Or buy 4 tires, get 1 tire free. Yes, drop everything and go now to Hosford's Auto Accessories and Parts Center.
We are the best.
The Federation's favorite auto parts and accessories store.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
guys. I know. Y'all probably watching me on the live dance and talk and wonder why y'all not hearing anything. That's why Azim needs to be here. Anyway, as I was saying off air, welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azim, who are nowhere to be found today. Miss you. I am your host, Jade, and I am bringing you some tea today. Before we continue, right? I know we say this all the time. Well, I say this all the time. But please, when you call in, even though we want you to call in, please keep it brief. We have other callers that would like to participate in the conversations, and we only have 2 hours. So please, guys, keep it brief, concise. The word for today is concise. But we appreciate the callers. Yes, let's see what else is there to talk about. I was talking about teachers before. Yes, we need to find another way to just not decide if kids can get vaccinated, they can't go to school. I don't like it. I do not like it. Anywho, we are going to talk about Haiti. We covered this some weeks back. It was about the Haitian president's murder. Apparently there's an update. So it says Jovenel Moise murder. Oh, I probably just said that correctly. Probably didn't. It didn't sound right to me, but y'all know who I mean. Jovenel Moise. Yeah, so a suspect has been arrested in Istanbul over Haiti's president's killing. A man said to be of great interest in the investigation into the murder of Haitian president has been arrested. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. I accidentally clicked on the link and it opened another one, kicking me off of the story. But as I was saying, he has been arrested in Turkey. The businessman, Samir Handal, was detained at Istanbul's airport while he was in transit from the U.S. to Jordan. He is alleged to have links to Christian Emmanuel Sanon, a Haitian doctor who was arrested in July in connection with the murder. In total, more than 40 suspects have been detained. Haiti's Foreign Minister, Claude Joseph, thanked his Turkish counterpart on Twitter for the arrest of Mr. Handal. Mr. Joseph did not give any details of the allegations against Mr. Handal, but Turkish authorities said they had acted because Interpol had issued an international arrest warrant for the businessman. Mr. Handal had reportedly been living in Miami in the U.S. prior to his arrest. It is not known why he was flying to Jordan. Even though dozens of people have been arrested in connection with the murder, very little is known about the motive behind it. The president was shot dead on 7th July by gunmen who stormed his residence in the Haitian capital, Port-au-Prince. Many of those in detention are former members of the Colombian military, many of whom say they were hired to provide security services in Haiti and were not told about a plan to kill the president. Oh, wow. Christian Emmanuel Sanon, the Haitian doctor Mr. Handal is alleged to have links to, was arrested shortly after President Moise's murder. The then police chief, Leon Charles, described Mr. Sanon as someone who had political objectives and accused him of recruiting the Colombian mercenaries. However, analysts have questioned whether Mr. Sanon, a doctor who lived in Miami, had the financial means and connections to mastermind such an operation. The investigation has been slow and has been further set back by a resignation of key officials. So the conspiracy theorist in me, right? I don't know. So, yes, as we said, months ago we covered, well, I didn't realize it was months ago until just now. But months ago we covered the murder of the Haitian president. And it seems like more and more as time passes, we see little suspicious things happening. I'm not going to lie, because we did see some key officials quit, basically. Not sure what was the reason, but it just seemed like after this happened, there were some people who decided that they didn't want to be a part anymore. So another person has been arrested. What do you guys think happened here? Because why would they orchestrate this? It's very, yes, right? Princess Kia, it is very, this was like some serious planning because they said that they don't have a motive. They still haven't figured out who exactly is behind this. They have arrested over 40 people. I think it was 40 or over 40 people in connection with this, and arrests are still happening. But they don't know why. They don't know why. It's very suspicious that people after this, I mean, it could be out of fear as well, because, you know, if you could assassinate somebody of that caliber, who is me? Who is me as somebody who is just a member of government or whoever resigned? But it's just a little, I don't know. It's looking a little strange to me. I'm just interested in knowing, like, what was the reason? What was the reason that you would orchestrate something like this against a person who holds such high regard? You literally assassinated somebody with so much power. I don't know. Boy, I guess as time passes, we're going to get more information on this, hopefully. I am very interested in seeing this. I know it's going to be something that they probably will cover on Netflix, because Netflix covers everything when it comes to these type of things. This is the right up their alley. Either Netflix or Amazon. Just know a documentary about this is happening. Oh, we have some good news for St. Kitts. Well, Nevis, actually. It says cruise ships return to Nevis waters for 2021-2022 season. Oh, my gosh. I cannot see, guys. Forgive me. The Seabourn Odyssey docked at Charlestown Seaport today, Wednesday, November 17th, which was yesterday, 2021, the first official cruise call to Nevis for the 2021-2022 season. Good things. Premier of Nevis, Honorable Mac Brantley, Minister of Tourism in the Nevis Island Administration, welcomed the resurgence of the cruise industry as an impetus to get the Nevis economy going again. I am delighted to see a return of cruise ships to the Charlestown Harbour. It has been nearly 2 years that our tourism stakeholders have not made a dollar. Having this critical sector back up and running is a good sign that the Nevis economy is regaining its momentum, he said. The Odyssey, which has a capacity of 540 passengers and 335 crew members, arrived in the waters of Nevis with 300 passengers. So, just a lot, just under. Well, in terms of 300 passengers. Oh, that's a big chunk. Less than half? Yeah, way less than half. But at least they are returning. According to Mr. Devon Liebert, Director of Sales and Marketing at Nevis Tourism Authority, a large number of tourists engaged in pre-booked tours that included the Nevis Botanical Gardens, the Museum of Nevis History, and Penny's Beach. He said the tours operate under a bubble system where passengers would only interact with COVID-19 certified tour operators and the staff at the various approved stops, as per the protocols put in place by the COVID-19 task force. Mr. Liebert appealed to taxi operators to get certified in order to be included in the organized tours for future cruise calls. I will give you a bit of what he said. Oh, it's almost done. Each taxi driver has to be certified COVID compliant to participate, and if you're not certified, then you cannot participate. For example, this morning we had a cadre of 10 to 12 taxi operators going back and forth. So we could have additional persons who would have not been able to get jobs if they have made themselves available. Oh, so we could have had additional persons who could have made, who would have been able to get jobs if they made themselves available, if they had gone through the process of getting themselves certified. Okay, I understand what he's saying. So he's saying that they had to double up on the transfers back and forth because apparently Nevis, enough taxi drivers and all of that aren't COVID certified, which is preventing them from being able to get passengers. That is unfortunate. I'm not going to lie. Have we spoken to any taxi driver that is unvaccinated and has given us his reason to be? I don't know. We should. I would like to know what are some of the reasons that some stakeholders have decided not to get vaccinated. Because I often see on the socials that they are cussing that they aren't allowed to operate. And I'm just assuming that this is because they have not gone forward and gotten vaccinated. But we have a call. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm here listening to the program.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes very interesting. But the capacity shift that you called just now, you didn't say 5 something is the capacity?
Well, the 5 something is the capacity with guests, and then crew is 3 something.
Yeah. But then you say about 300 comes, but then you turn around and say less than half.
Yes, because I was adding the whole ship together.
The crew as well?
Yes, crew and passengers. Yes, that's why I said it was less than half.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. I misunderstood.
No, it's okay. Right. It's okay. I get it. I told y'all maths isn't my forte, but when I said that, I honestly meant the crew and the staff. That's why I said it's less than half of the capacity on the ship, meaning everybody in total together. Oh boy, what was I about to say? I'm sorry. My thought has left me. I hope it comes back because I think, oh boy, what was I about to say? Anyway, yes, I was saying I would love to talk to somebody who is a tourism stakeholder who has decided to not get vaccinated for whatever reason. I would like to, if they would share with us. I'm not saying like it's my business or like, you know, the world has to know, but I think it would just make for an interesting conversation because we've heard why on the other side they've gone forward to get vaccinated, the ones that have. So we'd just like to know why some of them haven't. I'll just pass something on Facebook. Let me see if I can find it again because, Lord, I already foresee that this will have, I think it's in an upward today. It says SKN open for business, but the police shut down Dubai, Father G, and strip club last night and issued them $500 tickets. I wonder why that was. I don't think I could say that I've heard of places events have definitely been shut down before. But I wonder why they got shut down in particular because I feel like these are places that have been open for business for a while. And I've never heard them being shut down before. So look out for that. You know how kittitions and divisions are. When we're annoyed about something, it spans the whole day. So I'm pretty sure that y'all are going to hear about this one all day today. Yikes. But our police friends haven't been having the best time, nor has the task force. I won't read the comments because it's a bit wild under there. But they have been talking about how some of the members have been abusing their powers, which we have talked about before. We've heard before. I've witnessed before. And so, I wonder what will happen after COVID. Because I know this can't last forever. I don't foresee this lasting forever. I wonder what will happen to the task force after COVID. Do you guys think we'll still have one? Will it be dismantled? Will they keep it? What will happen after COVID? What would be the purpose of having a task force after COVID? That's a good question. But guys, feel free to call in and let me know what you think about that one. Do you guys think that we will have a task force after COVID has up and left, as we are so hoping for it to do soon? What would they be here for? What would they be tasked with? Because currently they're enforcing the COVID-19 protocols. But if we don't have COVID-19, then we don't have protocols. So why would they be here? I guess we'll find out. Let me see what else I have here for you guys today. Because we have quite a bit some time left. It's very difficult to talk to yourself. I'm not going to lie. It's very difficult to talk to yourself. Much less on the radio. But let's see. Boy, oh boy. I saw this one coming. I saw this one coming from a mile away. We've talked about it before as well. The event that happened. Hold on. Somebody's saying after COVID, what? Gawain English. He's saying after COVID, he don't know if there will be no need. What? I think he's saying there will be no need to have a task force. They can go into other stuff, like more things. Oh, like who's dumping where and what. That's true. I saw another picture. I'm not sure if it was the same situation that happened over the weekend with the illegal dumping, but I saw another picture of a dump site. Like, oh my God, y'all are being ridiculous now, man. Why are y'all just throwing garbage everywhere? Do you not like your home? This is where we live. Y'all throwing garbage all over St. Kitts as if we don't have to live here. As if your kids don't have to live here. Do you not want us to survive as an economy? Can we not pollute the atmosphere that we have to live in, please? Oh my gosh, y'all being ridiculous. And I also think the fine is too low. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think that the fine is high enough for my liking. Because who's to say that a lot of these times that this is the first time that person is doing it? I feel like it should be a little heftier, It will hopefully prompt people to not want to pay it enough so they don't go and dump all over the country. The Mansion Bay is ridiculous. I don't know. Where's Mansion Bay? I'm assuming it's in Mansion. But, yeah, come on, guys. Like, cut it out, man. It is not like you have to pay thousands of dollars to dump at solid waste. It is quite affordable. So why are we just dumping garbage and old fridges and old cars and your restaurant garbage just all over the place? You go to the beach, you leave the bags there, dogs get to them. Like, come on, can we just do the right thing, take the garbage where it's supposed to go, to Connery, to a garbage pan, somewhere that makes sense, and not pollute the country. Because y'all don't clean it. Majority of the times, the people who are dumping these excess waste aren't the people cleaning it. Y'all never participate in a beach cleanup, an island cleanup, no type of area cleanup, nothing. But y'all insist in being the problem. Y'all insist in just dumping y'all garbage wherever y'all feel like y'all can. Raise the fine. And add some jail time to it. Raise the fine and add some jail time to it. I better cut it out. Over down Mansion, the area down Mansion Bay, you see the train bridge over the road down Mansion, that area down the video. Please, guys, come on. Yeah, and the funny thing is, yeah, right? Yeah, I wouldn't go to anybody else's country and decide y'all gonna just dump your garbage wherever. Y'all have common courtesy for other people's countries, but the place y'all live, y'all do not care. Cut it out, man. Jesus. Where was I? What was I about to read? Oh, okay. I remember now. Sorry. I had to go off on a rant there because I am tired of seeing y'all just do this nonsense. Anyway, so it says Travis Scott and Astroworld organizers sued for $750 million. More than 125 people who were caught up in the deadly Astroworld Music Festival crush have sued rapper Travis Scott and such organizers for $750 million. The family of Axel Acosta, 21, one of the 10 victims, are among those bringing the legal case in the U.S. It claims Scott and guest star Drake kept performing despite accounts of lifeless bodies being passed through the crowd in full view of stage. Scott has said he was not aware of the tragedy until coming off stage. Last week, the rapper said he was distraught by the events in Houston, Texas on 5th November and promised to provide aid to every affected family. Fellow rapper Drake has said his heart is broken for the families and friends of those who lost their lives and for anyone else suffering. Mengalai. That guy, it's pretty close. It is pretty close. That is a lot of money. Boy, oh boy. But, I mean, there's no figure that can replace loss of life. So, I understand. If my family member went to a concert and they didn't return home, I would probably sue as well. But who is to blame here? Is it the organizers of the event or the actual artist? Is the artist a part of the organization team? That would play a factor in all of this. And funny thing is, I've honestly not heard anybody talk about the organizers in the way that they've talked about the artists. Maybe he is one of the organizers, but I think sometimes when you are at the forefront of things, when your name is the biggest on the list, you will have to face the brunt of the attack. So it is what it is. I'm going to assume that a lot of these settlements will be handled out of court and not have to go in front of a judge because, as he said, is that rain? Oh wow. As he said, that he will be assisting the families. Boy, Travis, I hope you have 175 mil because it's a hefty change there to pay. Somebody saying the artist is one of the organizers. Well then, boy, run the bank account because the people want the money. You're going to have to pay some dollars here. But break time. Yes, it is time for us to thank our sponsor and be right back with more Island Tea. Stay tuned.
Feel the magic happening. Campari. Taste. Something incredible happens when Campari is mixed just right. Like Campari and orange juice poured over ice. Taste it. Try it tonight. Bitter, sweeter, better. Campari. Must be 18 years and older. Drink responsibly.
Right.
Feel the magic happening. Campari.
Can you guys hear me now? Oh my gosh. Hope you guys can hear me now. Okay. As I was saying, welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azim featuring myself. Hope you guys can hear me. What? What is... Oh, it's just a message. Okay. We're here now. Okay. Before we move on to... Guys, listen. I tell y'all, don't let Azim them leave me here by myself. I have too many things to control. I have to control the computers. I have to control the sound. I have to control the video. Like, come on, it's me alone. Give me a little chance. Give me a little chance. But I was saying, Kitishan, author, pens guide to healing relationship after infidelity. Something a lot of you guys need, I feel like. No shade, I might need it myself. While most people fade into the shadows and quietly pursue therapy after the experience of infidelity in a relationship, a young author in St. Kitts and Nevis opted for a different route. Patrice Offre channeled her pain into a book that details the experience and the journey to healing herself and her marriage. The aim, she said, is to teach others how to heal, rebuild, and restructure after infidelity. The book was written with the approval of her husband. Oh. But Patrice said it is not an easy process. It was very difficult writing this book. There was a time when for 3 months I wasn't writing anything because the limiting belief was plaguing my mind and the negative thoughts, wondering about what persons are going to say. I had to remember the purpose why I started writing this book, which was to help persons and bring healing to families and others. A certified life and relationship coach, Patrice told Loop that she has found that there are a lot of persons who have experienced infidelity in their relationships, whether it's marriage or a common law relationship, and I really realized that persons still want to be with their partner who cheated, but they do not know how to move past the pain and make the relationship whole and happy again. This is where Patrice's book comes in. She told Loop the book is inspired by my personal life story because I went through something like that throughout my marriage and I was able to overcome. The book came about from a very tragic time in my life. She said that the book was not one she initially intended to write. However, after sharing with people who were searching for healing after an experience with cheating, she found that the techniques that worked for her worked for others as well. I was sharing my stories and the strategies that I use in order to heal and rebuild my marriage with these ladies, and they were seeing results and they were extremely happy. So I chose to write this book to share this knowledge with more persons so that they too can have that information and they too can heal and they too can mend their family and have that happiness and restoration to their relationship and marriage. Okay. So guys, what do you think about this one? I like it. I honestly think that sometimes we as people who are very much imperfect do things and hurt others that we love. And then we want that person that we hurt to forgive us and to move past the hurt that they experience. And a lot of the time it's not easy. It is not easy to go through that betrayal and come out on the other side the way that you were before. It changes you sometimes. And so that's why a lot of people, for them, cheating is the last straw. If you cheat on them, they're gone. It's no fixing anything. It's no working it out. You cheat on them, they're packing the bags. But for others, it's not that easy. Sometimes there's family situations where kids are involved, marriage is involved, even if kids aren't involved. But time and energy have been spent, have been put into something, and love isn't easy to just forget, to just put down, to just bypass. Like, I used to be that person that would tell a friend, oh, if somebody do something, leave them. If if they cheat on you, leave them. Them type of things. Not abuse. I am not an advocate for abuse. Like, if they hit you, leave. But relationships don't only end for that reason. There's infidelities, there's, miscommunications, there are rough patches in every relationship, because if you're with somebody for years, bet your life you're going to have a point where you just cannot stand seeing that person. You don't even want that person in your space, your area. You don't even want to look at their face. These things happen because, again, we are only human and we are not perfect. So, what do you guys think? Can you forgive your spouse for cheating on you? I want to hear from y'all. Now, don't call in if y'all currently cheating, please, because it's a whole nother. Can't help you right there. But what do you think? Would you stay with your spouse if they cheated on you? Yes, Axman, definitely. If they hit you, just, it's a wrap. We as adults need to keep our hands to ourselves. But I'm not talking about that side. I'm just talking about infidelity here. You know, you go out and you meet somebody and you things at home. This is just a hypothetical scenario here. Things at home aren't the best. You know, y'all have been fighting more. Y'all have been arguing non-stop, and you go out and you meet somebody new, and you know they like the person's vibe, and you really didn't have the intention of cheating, or maybe you did. I don't know, who's to say. But you get close to this person, and something happens, some type of infidelity, may it be mental or physical, and now you've cheated on your spouse. Your spouse finds out. What's your next move? And if you were the spouse, what would you do? Would you stay if you found out? If your husband, wife, significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, has stepped out of your relationship and has cheated, would I stay? I don't know. It's ticklish because the way my feelings set up, boy wants to lock off. But I'm not just talking about me here. Axman, what? It fell out my pants, don't know what happened. Axman, I pray you don't have a girlfriend. I truly hope you don't have a spouse, because that explanation can't cut it. At that point, you just play with my intelligence. Like, this going to just add insult to injury. It fell out. Boy, get away. Oh, y'all quiet, boy. I ask y'all if y'all was there, if y'all get bite, all of a sudden y'all quiet. Let me start to talk about politics. The phone lines lighting up. They ain't gonna hear you. They ain't gonna hear you. It's only us talking. Only us on the lives. And the rest of the nation that's listening. I know y'all listening, you know, but y'all free to call in. That's fine. I'll just talk to myself. I know a lot of y'all would probably stay, because I feel like this is a lot of relationships. We have a toxic culture here, man. And I'm not saying this is like peak toxicity, but we have a very toxic relationship culture in St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is, but we have a very toxic culture here with when it comes to relationships and how you deal with people that you're in a relationship with. Boy, oh boy, y'all just be putting people through it. And people that don't deserve to be put through it. These is people that y'all claim to love and cherish and want to be with. Oh, this me darling, me sweetheart. Yet y'all putting this person through hell and high water just in the name of love. Why do we do it? Why do we do it? I don't get it. Somebody's saying it depends. Yeah, I understand. It would depend, honestly. Like, it depends on the situation. I don't know. It depends on all the factors for different people. Would they, whether or not they would stay with that spouse. But yeah, we need to, I feel like one of the issues that we have in this dating culture is that we don't get to know people. Next thing we say we'd stay, then next week we get... Now, if this is a serial cheater, by all means, run, eh? I'm not talking about if you would stay multiple times. I'm talking about first bite. First time somebody step out on you. I'm not talking about 10th time and he telling you, no, me ain't gonna do it again. Or she telling you, no, this is the last time, I promise. Me talking about that at all. Hold on, we have a caller. Caller, good morning. You're live. Hi, caller, sorry?
Yes, I was saying, no, it all depends, right?
Mm-hmm.
If my partner cheats with me with someone else that me and them don't get along or the person don't like me, I'm not staying there. And it is like 90% chance that if you stay, you know, the other person might be thinking to cheat back on you, right?
Hold on. Okay, wait. Oh, okay. Oh, well, we lost that one. So I think he's saying, if you cheat, if you cheat with their enemy, right? They're gone because you just ain't got no respect for the person at this time. Oh dear. Boy, this one giving me some problems today, guys. Okay, there we go. If you cheat with the man enemy, he gone because you just feel like you ain't respect him. Which I do. I don't know if that's a I don't know if that's a boundary. Like, so cheat with somebody that I don't know or that I like. I don't know. I don't know about that one right there. And yes, that's another thing. Some people listen. Some people stay in relationships after they get cheated on because they want to cheat back. If you feel like these people let's take a last lick, you lie. You cheat on them, yeah, they're gonna come. Yeah, babes, I forgive you. I understand. We're gonna work past this, we're gonna fix it. And boy, what is that? Turn behind worse than turn in front. That's the saying. Whatever it is, boy, some of y'all don't play with it at all. Y'all decide if you cheat on me, I'm cheating back. As a matter of fact, some people deciding they're gonna cheat first. So sorry, this ain't funny. But I've literally heard people say they're cheating first because they want to get cheated on first. That don't make no sense to me. That is not logical thinking, people. You cheated on your spouse first because you don't want to get cheated on first. Just not be in a relationship. You are not being held hostage. Do not be in a relationship if this is your mentality, please, because it is utterly ridiculous for you to think that, you know what, I am going to pick up the people's son, the people's daughter, and I am going to date them, get into a relationship with them, act like I love them so much, treat them good and all of these things. For you to turn around and cheat on them because things going too good. So you have to cheat first because you don't want them to cheat on you. Now, a lot of y'all have this mentality, A lot of y'all think, oh, things going too good. Something have to be wrong. This person can't be so good to me. Like, you've been in terrible relationships before because, again, we have a toxic relationship culture here. You've been in relationships before and you realize, like, you've been treated terribly. Like, they used to do you all type of things, treat you any old way, and you leave and you find somebody that you feel, you know what, is a stark difference to what you were with before. And you get scared and you get frightened and you just start to mull it over in your head. So thoughts start to accumulate. You start to overthink, oh, something have to be wrong. This person cannot be this perfect. This person cannot be this good to me. So you sabotage the relationship and now you cheat first. Anyway, Carla, good morning. You're live.
Jade, I have a question for you. Would you want it to be a side chick or main chick?
What? I prefer to be the only chick. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I prefer to be the only chick. You know what? For me, I'm not somebody that wants to have an open relationship. So I won't want to be in those situations. They're not nice. But there are honestly people out here who don't mind. But for you to figure out this, you have to have conversations. It can't just be you deciding in your head you're going to have an open relationship while in a relationship with somebody else and you don't express that to that person. And now you just have 3 women, all of them is your main women, as y'all like to say here in this country. And they don't know what's happening. They're thinking that, yes, this is my boyfriend and we're together alone. We're in this alone. And you're out here like, nah, I'm in an open relationship. Have these conversations. Y'all might be surprised, right? I know this isn't the norm and, oh, my God, you're supposed to be with one person and, marriage, this and that, whatever. That's for you, that's for you. I'm not knocking it. That's what you're into. Hey, by all means. But there are honestly people out here who prefer to have open relationships. They prefer to let everybody in the relationship know that this is what's happening. Yes, you're my girlfriend or yes, you're my boyfriend, but I also have another boyfriend or girlfriend, and everybody's fine with the situation. Find what works for you, but do not put people in situations. Please. Do not put people in situations that they do not want to be in because of selfishness and whatever other reasons y'all find to justify the behaviors that y'all carry as young men and women, old men and women. Not even, and again, I said old and young because, listen, right? I know y'all feel like this is like a young people behavior. And for those on the radio, I'm using ear quotes. Hop on to the live if y'all want to see what's happening. But I know y'all feel like this is young people behavior because the older generation has pushed marriage and this form of family, right? But let me tell you something. Some of the worst offenders when it comes to cheating are married and older men. Ask me how I know. Don't ask me. I don't want to put the people business on the radio. But, yeah, some of y'all out here in marriages and relationship for years upon years to the point where y'all sorry. A comment just took me out. Somebody's asking, I wonder if these men can afford more than one woman. Why do we always put this pressure on men alone? Y'all think there's not women out here taking care of men? Just like how men take care of women? Nah. Some of these, this isn't just a gender thing. This goes both ways. Like, yeah, some people who are in marriages for the longest of times, relationships for the longest of times. You only know them through this relationship. Boy, behind closed doors, you hear? Check their Facebook messages. Check them. No, don't do it. Don't give yourself a heart attack today. Do not check your significant other's phone. Do not check their messages because when y'all go looking for things, oh dear, y'all, let's find them. Yes, that's another point. And if you know an open relationship is not for you, don't agree with it because you like the person. Because you have real feelings and your feelings should matter. Don't dim your feelings for other people just because. Like, I know y'all might really want this person. Y'all might really want this person. But, you know, sometimes it's a difficult situation. We have another caller. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. As the old people say, mouth open, Tory jump out.
Boy, I'm telling you.
You put in your hand in a lot of things here this morning.
I feel talkish today. I feel the guys left me alone so I could say what I want.
Well, you're shooting heavy. Yeah, you're talking your point.
I'm touching some. It sounds like I'm touching on some facts. Don't tell me you are one of them, you know.
But it's true. You are touching, and you see one of the serious things is that lots of times we want somebody, and the person that we want wants somebody else, and the person who wants somebody else wants somebody else. So it's like a dog following its tail. It's a matter of being contented and being satisfied with someone that you have, and there is no one that is perfect. And when you look at the imperfection of the person that you do like, one must also reflect a mirror of themselves and see the things that the person may not like of you either.
That is true.
For some reason or another, they become tolerant, and they tolerate you with your nonsense, and so you tolerate them with theirs. But in everything, have its limit. And there are boundaries that one could set. And if you set the boundaries and you say, hey, look, I'm not going on the road, when you reach that point, and I know, and you will be the last one to find out, then this is where I get off the bus. However, it's a different thing when you're married. Because if you're married and both of you live in the same house, I don't know if you ever noticed wives laughing and talking with their friends, and when they sit in the car with their husband or their spouse, their face tight like an oil drum.
They're
miserable. Like they say, why am I going home to this house?
They're miserable. They don't want to be there. Let me tell you something. One thing I realized through this pandemic, right? A lot of y'all ain't really like y'all spouses, you know. A lot of y'all don't like y'all spouses and being trapped with your spouse.
There was a time, you could say there was a time when you and that person had a good relationship.
Of course.
And if you could rebuild that relationship, depends on how far it's already been deteriorated, if you could rebuild on that, because that person most likely would be the best one for you because the person that you're running behind don't really care about you, they care about somebody else, but they tolerate in you based on what you could do for them.
Indeed.
And so one have to weigh the balance of the person who will be in your corner in the eventuality something go wrong, and who will be there for you because the person is not perfect.
That
they
is
have
a
their
fact.
faults, yes, but at the same time, one must be very careful with who you associate yourself with because mental pain is stronger than the physical pain. You stop your eating, erase your heartbeat, and you had exercising your heart going 50 miles an hour, and your body at a standstill. And those are what they call stress. You're not eating properly, your system is not properly balanced, and you could get sick and you don't know. Diabetes, heart attack, all these could
All
come
these
on.
factors, I agree. I completely agree with you, Carlo.
They could bring those from a relationship. So a relationship is very serious, and one have to have a good idea what they're going to. Some people know what's happening, but they pay a blind eye to it and say, okay, well, she want to go, he want to go. But as long as he come to me every now and again when I could see them say it's okay. So they settle for that. But it's why you settle for.
Indeed.
And if you settle for mediocre, you get it. If you settle for top notch, you get it. So
I agree.
you must know what you want because at the end of the day, you have to live with it.
Thank you,
Thank
Carlo.
you very much for your conversation, man.
No
Nice
problem.
talking to you.
Thank you for your contribution. Yes. And he is right. He is right. And you know something I saw recently that made me start thinking. A lot of us, well, a lot of people, I should say, because I've never been married, but we only start going to seek help when things are at the absolute worst. And sometimes when things are at the worst, it's like you can't fix it. It's gone. It's too far gone for you to fix. And I was watching a video and it said that they go to couples therapy and they've been going to couples therapy ever since their relationship started. And I started thinking, I'm like, oh, I've never heard of this because usually couples therapy, I've been told, is for when you have problems. And we don't realize problems don't just start when we absolutely can't stand each other. Like sometimes there's things that your partner does that you really just can't fathom. You just, no matter how much you sit and think about it, you can't wrap your head around the reasons that they do certain things. And sometimes we need a little help ironing out the kinks in the relationship. And, you know, nothing is wrong with starting out your relationship on a healthy foot. Go to some therapy sometimes and, you know, talk to somebody and really see and really talk to your partner as well. A lot of us don't talk to people we like. We just, you like me, I like you, okay, we're in a relationship. Get to know the people that you're trying to date or trying to marry or trying to love, because it doesn't make sense for you to realize 5 months in, 5 years in, 15 years in that you really don't like this person. You really can't stand that bone in this person's body. You just, everything about this person will just stress you out constantly. And it don't just start one time. You just don't wake up and realize, like, I really don't like this person. Things happen early. You just ignore them because you so like them. Like you ignore the red flags, the carnival lights going on in the background, but you're ignoring all these things because I really want to give this a try. Sometimes we need to stop ignoring these red flags. And I'm going to stop there for today. But yes, guys, when you're dating, stop ignoring the red flags. If anything, what? Yeah, Jade, still rough up a man for sure. What? Nah. Okay, this is the last call because we have to go. Caller, you have a minute. Caller, you have a little bit of time because we have to wrap up, but you're live.
Yeah, 10 seconds. I called just to congratulate you this morning, you know. You was on fire. Yeah, you was hot. Only no one realized the kind of person that you be and what you got in your head.
Huh.
Excellent.
Thank you.
You're powerful. Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you. What's happening, guys? What's happening? Am I breaking out of my shell? Huh? Am I putting my thoughts out into the atmosphere? Listen, if y'all hear the conversations I have off the air, you hear? I'm going to bring them on the ear. I was testing the waters. I was a little afraid because I don't know. Some of y'all a little iffy about things that are on the radio. But, you know, it seems like y'all like it. So, caller, you also have 10 seconds. Good morning.
Last shot of the bulb. A lot of people who are married shouldn't be married in the first place.
I think so too.
But you know what? When some people find that the relationship like it's getting sour and it's getting to an end, somebody jump up and say, you know what? Let's get married. And they get married for the wrong reason.
Why would you do that?
Because lots of women know that the man they're married to was not willing to be married, but the man they want will not marry to them. So they take the one they could get.
Okay, but
and
they
having
get
taken
somebody
the one
else.
that they could get, having taken the one that they could get, then after they reach in and she wake up one morning and she look over on the pillar, she say, what in the world am I doing here? I could do a lot better than this. And he snore, he put his foot, he leave his shoes by the door, and she pick out all his faults. And she cannot see anything good that he do.
Yes.
And the person that she loves will not do one iota for her. So therefore, she live in misery because she with a man that she claim not to love. But love is a strange thing. Have lots of ups and downs, topsy-turvy. So,
trust me, that's
like
right,
I said, keep up the beat. Thank you.
Thank you. So, guys, yes, that is today's show. Today's show, we you know, we talk some things. We talk some things. Had some very interesting conversations. We will continue to have these type of conversations because ain't all the time we want a heavy conversation, man. Like, we can't do it every day. Sometimes we just need a day like today where we just, you know, talk some things. But yes, remember, guys, if you're in a relationship that you don't want to be in, leave. Yes, please. Don't just stay there miserable and deciding, oh, I can't do no better. I'm with him so long. I'm with her so long, you know. No, there's always better. I've seen old people in their, like, you know, people that you don't even think would want to get married, still find love at a later age. There is still time to find that perfect spouse. And I will leave you guys there today. So, follow us on Instagram at ILNT SKN. Follow us on Instagram as well at WINNMedia SKN. Follow us on Facebook, Twitch, wherever we are streaming, you know, the usual. Head over to the websites. There's news, there's entertainment, there's music. Yes, there's music. Tomorrow we will be back with another episode. We have some people coming to talk to us. We will be linking up in the morning as well with our friends over in Antigua. You know, we know you love that. So yes, stay, join us. Go back, share with your friends. I don't like how y'all just keep us to yourselves. I feel like y'all should share with the world more. So, send your friend this. And if you have a friend that needs to leave a relationship, send them the last piece of this clip, please. Yeah, please don't push me down. Don't break up with your man, your woman, and then say Jade say. Because I can't fight. I will sue you. Anyway, that is our show for today. But before I leave, I have to remind you guys that you cannot be everybody's cup of tea because you are not what? A mug. See you guys tomorrow.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
To avoid getting the coronavirus, remember to wash your hands thoroughly and frequently before and after preparing food, after using the toilet or changing a diaper for a baby, sick person,